Hi everyone, I'm going to show you what I do to my eyebrows about once a month to help keep them looking more youthful and thicker. I do this with permanent hair color. And first let me give you a caution, okay? Because remember, it is a chemical and it's toxic, and most salons cannot do this because it's not legal. So they can't provide a service that's near the eyes like that. So be careful. And you may have a friend do this for you, you know, if you're not too handy yourself and you're afraid. So, you know, put your head back, close your lids, and have a friend put it on your brows and keep your eyes closed, okay? And definitely read the caution label about what happens if you get it in your eyes. And I can tell you I've done this for about 5 years, once a month, and I've never gotten it in my eyes, okay? But I am a professional, all right? So let me show you what I do. This is what you're gonna need to use. You need a tube of color, not a bottle. You know, when you buy a package that you mix together, that's too liquid and that's gonna drip, all right? So you go to a beauty supply store and you buy any tube of color that's thick, all right? And they can guide you. They usually know which ones are thicker than the other. What I buy is an N color, a neutral base, all right? Because the goal is to cover the gray in your brows, and this, for some reason, those brow hairs are very stubborn to color. So you want to use a permanent color, which means permanent color is 20 volume peroxide, okay? That penetrates the hair shaft. Any brand, any tube. What I do is buy a color that's one shade darker than I use. So let's say I use a 6 on my hair. I'm going to use a 5N on my brows, all right? And you're gonna mix it equal parts. Usually that's what the directions are. And a little bit. You just need about the head of an eraser with a head of an eraser of 20 volume developer. So equal parts, and I mix that up and I actually let it sit about 10 minutes. This is what, and I let it oxidize and turn to the color it's gonna be, because then I can see better what I'm gonna put, all right? So you need a real good light. I'm sitting near a window and I have a couple of lights going on here. A real good mirror. So I have 2 mirrors here. I've had this one for so long, you can't even buy it anymore. It's from Big Eyes, and I can see so the magnification in that is like, you know, it's like it blows you up. So you need a mirror that's really, really good and clear. All right, so we're mixing ahead, and find some kind of tool you like to work with. What I like are just Q-tips, you know, find Q-tips, and you need a bunch of them. Keep some tissues nearby, you know, have everything nearby. You might actually like to use, you know, some of the waxing sticks that they use have a flat end and they're very tiny. And then I came across these things too, because these, you know, these are things that I clean my teeth with, but the end of it looks like that wax stick, and you can almost use that if you want. You just need something to be able to apply it and have a little control. So I'm going to start with a Q-tip, okay, because that is easy. And if you see color, you know where you put it. And you want to really, put it on the way you want to see your brow. So, you know, make your arch and extend it longer than you might, because this is going to stain your face for a day or two, but it will color your brows. And this is the brow of mine, this side that's over. I need to come over a little bit. It's and this is where I have most of my gray. So I really want to penetrate this side here. So you just take little tiny strokes, tiny. Do you see how I'm doing this? I'm making, it's as if I'm penciling my brow. Can you see how I did that? Right? And what this is going to do is stay on. I leave this on a good 45 minutes. because like I said, that gray hair on that brow is stubborn. This brow has a lot of sparseness. You know, as we get, unfortunately, every decade something happens in the beauty onto our face. So I try my best, and if you like this, I went over a little bit. Just take the other side of the Q-tip, and you know, if there's somewhere you want it stained more, put it there. Now this will oxidize and get darker in about 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is stop the video, and then right before I wash this off, I'll come back so you can see how it got dark. And I will also check this to see if I'm missing a spot, like I just went down too far here. So just take an end of a Q-tip. Take an end of a Q-tip and wipe that off, okay? And that's it. So you're gonna leave that on for, like I said, 45 minutes. Check it in 10 minutes, and I will come back to you so you can see how this is when it's ready to come off, all right? So this is 10 minutes later, and you can see the color has oxidized. I'm gonna shut this light off to see. All right, so you can see that a little easier. Do you see how it's pretty? That's all color, that's all color. And I'm just gonna let it sit there, all right? And after about 30 more minutes, I will just wipe this off with a tissue and, you know, wash it off. And I'll show you what it looks like after I wash that off, okay? Let me see this here, thanks. All right, so do you see this, how it's changed? As my mom would say, you are cooked. So this is the time. You can see how it got dark. I'm going to wipe this actually with a tissue, and you can see it not all comes off, but it's stained. What you want to do is first I wipe the majority of this off with a tissue, and then, you know, it's hair, so it's shampoo, soap and water will take the rest off. I take a wet soapy cloth and I just wipe it off. And this is what you're going to get. One eyebrow is still thicker than the other for me, but it's darker. It is darker. So this is what I got. This is what I got, and I can shape them better. And I don't have any gray hair in it. Brows always frame the face. So give that a whirl, and I wish you luck.